Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to Maverick Baking and to another food review. It's lovely to see you again, but I must inform you that today's food review is a particularly bizarre and borderline disgusting one. Today, as you have probably read from the title, we are going to be reviewing the Fortnum and Mason collaboration with Heinz Tomato Ketchup Chocolate Truffles. These blew my mind when I first saw them kind of pop up all over social media. The sheer prospect of chocolate and ketchup together, even for someone like me who has been known to eat just about anything, is genuinely quite horrifying. So if you're unfamiliar with them or you're from outside the UK, Fortnum and Mason are basically a very posh, very old department store, very much known nowadays for their super fancy kind of food and especially their sweets departments. I think the Queen is catered for by some of their stuff. Their Christmas hampers are a big deal. I can never afford any of their things, so I don't know much about them. This alone, to get it purchased and shipped to Aberdeen from London, cost me £20. Don't say I'm not good to you guys. Feel free to support me on Patreon below. Okay, let's talk about these truffles. They are a selection of tomato ketchup truffles coated in milk, dark and white chocolate. And having read the ingredients, these contain 21% tomato ketchup. A fifth of each truffle is just ketchup. One thing I must say is I absolutely love the branding. The box is particularly small, but I know this is a novelty item. I know that this is one that will be catered for entirely by social media and internet hype. And you know what? Fine. It's a bit of fun. They might be good, they might be tragic, and there's only one way to find out. Upon opening this little box, which is an adorable shape, by the way, we have 2 layers of protective papery stuff, and inside here we have 9 tomato ketchup truffles. What is my life? I can gladly report that I cannot smell any ketchup in these. Let me just give you a little bit of a close-up of the box. I'm desperately trying not to kind of drop all of these out of here because I am a clumsy cow. So you can see we have some white chocolate truffles, some milk chocolate and some dark chocolate ketchup truffles in there. They're a very kind of classic shape and they've been dusted with a kind of glittery pink, red, orange luster on top. So I think I'm going to start with the white truffle first, just because the flavour is going to get gradually more bitter the darker the chocolate gets, and I think it will be the one that will allow the most kind of pure ketchup flavour to shine through. So the truffles are a good size, as I said, just your kind of standard, really classic kind of French or Belgian chocolate shop window, I presume, because I have never been to France nor Belgium, but it's what I like to picture, you know? The smell is just of a kind of high quality white chocolate, touch of vanilla, cocoa butter, smells very sweet. Let's bite into this and see what this tomato ketchup truffle is all about. There it is. There it is. Okay. As you can see, the filling is a lovely kind of soft, buttery white chocolate ganache that's been flavoured and coloured by that tomato ketchup in there. You definitely taste the tang. You get a little bit of tomatoiness, a little bit of celery. It's weird. It's really weird. What this tastes like. I don't eat ketchup a lot. I used to growing up, as I think many of us did, but typically nowadays I don't eat it very much. And living with an Italian, there isn't even a ketchup bottle in our entire home right now. But that ketchup flavour reminds me most of when you're at a kind of friends and family barbecue. You've got those super soft white buns, you've just had a really trashy burger or some really cheap sausages with a shitload of ketchup just to make up for the fact that that burger is slightly overcooked and the bun is really dry. So the only thing I could compare that to is if someone had handed me a Milky Bar that I had decided to eat in the same second that I had swallowed the last mouthful of ketchup-soaked burger bun. If that's not selling these chocolates to you, I don't know what is. I'm not disgusted, so I am quite keen to taste these other ones, but my God, that was bizarre. Okay, so the milk chocolate truffle is looking exactly the same, just that kind of classic, rustic but classy truffle shape. Just smells like a decent milk chocolate. Let's see what's inside. Oh. Oh, see, that's almost stronger. Oh, behave. That ganache is almost stronger, but at the same time, the chocolate is as well. So it kind of balances out into this sweet tanginess that I don't need. The inside is pretty much identical to the white chocolate truffle. I wasn't sure if it was going to become a more chocolatey center with each truffle, but it looks like it is pretty similar. It's one of the strangest things I've ever eaten. The chocolate itself is a great quality, which makes this even more bizarre. It's very smooth, it's sweet without being too kind of rich and sickly, it's creamy, it melts beautifully in your mouth. The ganache in the middle is a lovely kind of consistency. It isn't too firm like a Lindor truffle can be sometimes, but it also isn't that kind of gross, super runny liquid that cheaper truffles can be. And the whole thing has a gorgeous, gorgeous texture that if this was salted caramel or a kind of traditional ganache or something, would be exceptional. But then it just kind of creeps up on you and is like, oh, by the way, there's ketchup in here. And I'm like, wow, thank you. So the final flavor to try is this dark chocolate truffle, which again, lovely kind of lustrous, warm shaded top part there and dark chocolate elsewhere. It's a strong smelling dark chocolate and it's a 70% cocoa solid dark chocolate, so quite a bitter one. Let's see how on earth this is gonna work with ketchup. No, that's the worst one. Again, good quality chocolate. A lovely bittersweet dark chocolate, not too kind of strong or ashy. I feel like the filling is getting stronger as the cocoa gets stronger though, and it's troubling. The chocolate has a great texture, the filling has a great texture, and it's bizarre for that to then become immediately unpleasant when you get that kind of tangy, celery, vinegary, tomato-y flavour that no one wants. I think if you chewed through these fairly quickly, you wouldn't really notice. You know, if you just absolutely chomped on the whole thing, which I would hope you wouldn't when you've paid this much for a box of these. But when you sit and linger and allow that flavour, you just question why you make these kind of choices in your life, you know? They're definitely not horrific because it's a decent quality chocolate that's obviously had some care put behind it. Even the packaging is actually really, really pretty, and it's something I would quite like to keep just as a little souvenir of how ridiculous my life has become. But having said that, they're not all pleasant. I don't know if it's just the nostalgic kind of psychological thing of what you normally associate ketchup to be eaten with, or whether tomato and chocolate just really shouldn't mix, like, ever. There is obviously a lovely kind of novelty about these, and if you have a ketchup lover in your life, it might be quite a kind of funny gift or a funny little Valentine's thing, but it's not worth it. If they keep it on their shelves as a permanent thing, leave it alone. Just walk away. As for what it is, you know, I can't particularly fault it because it is every bit exactly as it advertised itself. It is a tomato ketchup truffle, but you know, as Jurassic Park taught us, you spent so long wondering how to do it that you didn't really stop to decide whether you should do it. And the answer is probably no. If you're looking to spend money on these, my advice would be probably don't. They do taste like ketchup. You probably won't love that. And you definitely won't be replacing every other chocolate in your drawer, shelf, cupboard, or entire kitchen with these because no. For the quality of these chocolates and for being as they say they are, I can't mark it too low, but these definitely are not within the ranks of the best thing I've ever eaten. So the Fortnum Mason Tomato Ketchup Truffles are getting a generous 3/5. It didn't need to happen, and it definitely doesn't need to happen again. If I start seeing brown sauce truffles popping up, or worse, mayonnaise truffles popping up, I might have to throw hands. It's just unacceptable. If you guys have seen these on social media or you're just seeing them for the first time now, let me know in the comments your thoughts on these. Can they possibly be good? Will they cater to those of us who just have the most bizarre of food cravings, or should they just be wiped off the face of the planet as soon as possible? Let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave it a big fat thumbs up and to hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we're doing funny food reviews, recipes, vlogs, and other foodie content all the time, and I would love to have you here. In the meantime, that's all I have for you guys today. I definitely do not want to eat anything else right now. So I will see you for the next one.